Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 6, I guess, and the rest of the DCTV and the Arrowverse, because, there's some stuff to go over that isn't Crisis related. Well, not directly at least. So we are under a week away from the return of the DCTV shows for the Arrowverse as we come back, well, with the conclusion of the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event. But of course, starting the week after that, the shows will come back with their, regular seasons, I guess you'd call it, outside the Flash, which will come back 2 weeks after the others. So 3 weeks after Crisis, 2 weeks after the others, if that makes sense. And the reason for the Flash coming back later is just really down to scheduling issues. I don't know if you call it issues, but just scheduling. Because we have Legends of Tomorrow coming back, and also Arrow is having a 2-hour special sort of thing that includes their series finale. So the week after Crisis, you're going to have Legends and Arrow on the day that Flash would usually be on. And then the week after that, you have Arrow having like a 2-hour special with a 1-hour series finale. So there's just no place to put Flash in there. So then Flash will come back the week after that. And I'm assuming they'll be on the same night as Legends, but we'll have to wait and see what the scheduling is. But even though we are just coming back for the back halves for all of the shows, we have now been given some stuff that is making us, or at least make most of us, I guess, all thinking about events beyond the back half of this season of DCTV, which is pretty crazy because, we're only 9 episodes in for most of the shows. So as we usually do get, specifically around this time or point in the year or, the seasons of the TV shows, there are rumors and speculation and I guess just predictions in general as to what shows are going to be renewed for next season, as well as whether certain shows will survive and make it another season, or they will crumble, burn, get cancelled, and just be forgotten about. TV is a cruel landscape, and unfortunately, that happens. You just got to think about shows I guess even Krypton. No one references Krypton anymore, but when it was on, decent amount of people talked about it, but then it got cancelled, and just no one really talks about it now. So things can just disappear from existence really quickly and just fade from people's brains and their memories. Now, heading into this back half, I'm sure a lot of you, especially if you have Twitter or even maybe Facebook, would have seen, various articles or so-called scoopers on Twitter and stuff saying that shows like Batwoman and Supergirl were in danger and on the verge of cancellation or relocation. Obviously, this was all for clicks or clout, as Batwoman is number 2 overall on the CW behind The Flash, and Supergirl is, I think, number 4 and gets solid enough ratings as well. But of course, need them clicks, I guess. But now we have the official news for the renewals and cancellations for next season for DCTV. Well, no cancellations, I think, off the top of my head, without referring to the article. And the Arrowverse, as well as some bad news for what's to come, which isn't disaster level for some shows. I just need to make that clear. But there are some warning signs going up, which could have massive effects going forward that we'll have to wait and find out, but we will go over that in a second. But this was the general report, I guess, to come out from the CW and Warner Brothers, so I will just read it out as it's just the easiest way to put it out there, as it's coming straight from the horse's mouth. Here we go. The CW has given early renewal to its current slate of scripted series. The network has handed pickups for the 2021 season to all 13 of its current scripted series that are not ending the season. So every show has been renewed that's currently on there. Nothing has been cancelled, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Including both of the Fall Freshmen, which were Batwoman and Nancy Drew. Those were the 2 shows that started, I guess, in October roughly. Now the CW has ordered second seasons of Batwoman and Nancy Drew, along with All American Season 3, Black Lightning Season 4, Charmed Season 3, DC's Legends of Tomorrow Season 6, Dynasty Season 4, The Flash Season 7, the longest running show out of the bunch here, In the Dark Season 3, Legacies Season 3, Riverdale Season 5, Roswell, New Mexico Season 3, and Supergirl Season 6. Additionally, Riverdale spin-off series Katie Keene, which is set to premiere on February 6th, has received an order for 13 additional scripts. The renewal for In the Dark, Roswell, and Legends of Tomorrow come before their current seasons have premiered, though the series are in production and the CW brass have seen episodes. For All American, today's news is in stark contrast to last January, when it was the only current CW series not to land on the list of the network's early renewals. The drama was eventually picked up in April, in part thanks to strong early streaming results on Netflix. So, in regards to, obviously I'm not going to talk about Dynasty getting renewed, so in regards to all the DCTV stuff getting renewed, there's the obvious ones, like Flash, Batwoman, and Supergirl. They were the obvious renewals. They had strong enough ratings to just get renewed based off just the general ratings they get off TV, ignoring Netflix and other sources or, aftermarket viewing, anything like that. They just get picked up based off those viewership. Batwoman's, as I said, second for DCTV, but also second overall for the network. So that was obvious. And Supergirl's in the top 4 or 5. So easy renewal. And as I said, it would be weird if Supergirl didn't get picked up, but then a show that's like 10th on the network got picked up instead. So those were the obvious ones that were going to get picked up. As I've said in previous videos, Black Lightning has been a struggle for viewership. It's dropped a lot this season. However, it has that Netflix deal internationally, which is always going to save it as long as people are watching it internationally. And also, I think the higher-ups of the CW know, or at least have faith, that it will get some more traction following Crisis, based off, well, most likely Black Lightning being properly placed on the same Earth as the rest of the heroes. So I think they do have faith that will... No, I'm not saying it's going to become the second, it's going to jump Batwoman and be rivaling Flash for views. But, maybe jump a couple of places or just get more viewership in that regard. So I think they have faith in regards to Black Lightning for that. I think the biggest surprise out of the DC TV stuff is Legends. And I like Legends. People, I know, hate Legends. I don't love it, but I still like it. It has some silly bits, but overall I think it's a solid show to watch and I enjoy watching it. But it is an expensive show to make. Legends is, I think it's the second most. I think Supergirl was the most expensive and then Flash was second, but I think now Legends might have pipped Flash. I'm not too sure. Legends does have a high production value. And I think if you put on a ratio in regards to how much a show costs and how many views it gets, Legends would probably be towards the bottom, at least for DC TV specifically. So I was surprised by that. And also, people on work for the show had been said that they were told to look for other jobs once the show had stopped filming for the season. They've got about 3 episodes left to film for this season. I think they're on the 3rd last episode now. So in 3 episodes they could have been looking for more work in Vancouver or elsewhere. But I'll get to why Legends might have been renewed in a second. Because it's a conspiracy theory, but also there's backing to it as well. But I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, it is cool to see basically not only all the DC TV shows, but all the CW shows just get renewed. You don't like to see a show get cancelled. People lose their jobs, whether they're the actor or the people behind the scenes and stuff like that. It's not cool. So all these people get to keep their jobs for the most part. So kudos to them and congratulations. Now, early renewals have been the go for the CW for the last few years, but there is an additional incentive this time around this year, as TV studios are actually getting into a writer's strike, prep mode, if you want to call it, ahead of the upcoming negotiations with the WGA, or I think it's the Writers Guild of America. Now, these early pickups for next season will allow the shows to get all their scripts done in ahead of time, and the impact from this possible writers' strike or them not working would be, limited a bit. But here's an actual statement from the head of the CW on all of this. These early orders for next season give our production teams a head start in plotting out story arcs and a jump on hiring staff, and this also provides us with a strong foundation of established fan favourite CW shows to build on for next season. We've been thrilled with the creative direction of all 3 new series, and even though we are in the very early stages of our new full stack streaming strategy, which allows viewers to catch up on our new shows from the beginning, we're already seeing incredible positive results from our multi-platform viewership for Nancy Drew and Batwoman. So I've said this before, the CW is really trying to push their website and, you watching the shows on there. I think they advertise arguably streaming the shows, at least for Crisis, they advertise streaming Crisis more on their website than actually watching it live on TV. They do make more money per viewership on the website compared to actually watching it on TV. So they are trying to push that. And if you read this properly, it sounds like it's going to be like a Netflix sort of thing where all the seasons are available. So you could go watch Flash Season 1, Episode 1 on their website all the way up to, well, I guess potentially now Season 7. So they're going to have a really big streaming thing going on by the sounds of it. Now, in regards to this this potential strike, this shouldn't affect the main shows outside of maybe a couple of weeks of break, a couple of weeks of broken up work there. But, they're renewed early enough so they can get ahead of time there in regards to that. So the current shows that are already there, like Batwoman, Flash, Supergirl, etc., should be sweet. Anything that's renewed should be okay. However, this brings up a big issue, and this brings up another issue that sort of leads into why I think maybe Legends might have been renewed, and that's that the new shows that are meant to be coming for DC TV could be in trouble, and you would notice they don't even mention them here. And that's Superman and Lois and Green Arrow and the Canaries. So Superman and Lois is meant to be filming their pilot in March, and obviously Green Arrow and the Canaries is going to be having their backdoor pilot the week after Crisis. Now, the thing here is that if the writing strike goes for an extended amount of time, even if it's just for a month or more, I mean, it falls in like a really specific time here, it can basically just kill one or both of these shows off completely. And I have a feeling that's maybe why Legends has been renewed. And it doesn't really, if both of the shows get picked up, it's fine and Legends stays there. Legends gets another season. But I think Legends might have been renewed here because of this, because one of these planned shows, or maybe both, might not go through, because the reaction from the Legends cast, it sounded like they didn't think they were getting another season. Like apparently Nick Zano was like literally crying on set because he thought the show was gone. Like maybe they were told that this was their last season or something. It will be interesting to see how Legends is this season, whether it builds as if it is a final season or not. But I'm interested to see what happens there and whether that is the case. They didn't have to mention these new shows because it's all about renewals. It's not about new shows that are coming, but you think they might have mentioned it. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there and whether Legends was renewed specifically for that, because I said there were some things that go against Legends being renewed because of cost and also, I guess, return from viewership. But it will be interesting to see what happens with these new shows due to this writing strike, because a writing strike, you might think, oh, okay, they're just gone for a month. It can completely kill or just hinder a show a lot. If anyone was around for like the last writer strike and what happened to Lost, remember that? It can have a massive effect on what's going on. But yeah, even if those shows do come back, next season is like the new shows come on as well. There's 2 new shows as well as the new renewals. Next season on DCTV is going to be a crazy amount of shows. Maybe too much to watch. We'll have to wait and see, but it's going to be insane regardless what happens. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and it shows up. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what we went over. Do any of the renewals surprise you? Do you have any thoughts about the writing strike and maybe how it could affect the new shows and whether they actually happen or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.